Good evening, good evening. How are we doing, guys? I don't know how many of you in here, but good evening. Good evening, done a job on us. How are we doing? Listen, at the end of the day, it goes to penalties. Penalties is the way it is, but we didn't do enough to win that game. We did not do enough to win the game. And that's what happens. That's what happens. I see people already in here, man, like Messi. We were not good enough. We were not good enough, people. Ollie lost us the final. I said here yesterday, um, we had the team, but the manager let them down with the late subs and poor team selection. Ollie out. Okay, well, let us know, Majdi, what team you would have played. Who would you have played? I thought McTominay played well, to be fair to him. I thought McTominay played well. I've got to say that. I've got to say that. Here we go. Samuli saying, I told everyone that Greenwood and Rashford on the wings wouldn't be good enough. Yeah, Rashford had a poor game today, really poor. But then, to be fair, he's not been that good this season. The man's full of injuries. If I was him, I wouldn't even go to Euros. But he's going to go to the Euros, of course. But I wouldn't go to the Euros if I was him. I would just take the summer off, me personally, and recover, get your body recovered. England have got plenty of players, man. Get your body recovered. Because the guy's not fully fit, as we can see. What can we say about that game? I thought in the first 20 minutes we played well. So let's look at the game. First 20 minutes, I thought we played well. The second, and then they grew into the game, and then they had one chance. It was a worked thing. And again, Lindelof not good enough, not strong enough, even though the Albiol blocked out. He blocked out Bailly, and it was a routine that they worked on, and obviously they scored the goal. Second half, we come out, we look a bit, we look like we're off for it. But again and again, Ollie comes out and says he's been backed by the Glazers. They've backed me, and he says all these things, but he doesn't trust any of his substitutions. He doesn't trust anybody on the substitutes bench. He doesn't trust any of them. So what does that tell you? Pogba towards the end there, he was struggling. 100% he had to come off Pogba because he kept stretching and all of that business. And he was off it tonight. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course, the game is horrendous. The game is horrendous at penalties. You don't need you don't need anybody to tell you that. But only one thing you can't do is modern footballers are not the footballers like he was when the footballers were. And the game wasn't as fast, and the game wasn't as, like, in terms of like amount of energy output, wasn't as much. Obviously, they were professional athletes still, but the game now is a lot faster. It's a lot more refined, and these players need to rest. That's why Pep Guardiola was like sorting his squad out, and that's why they won the league, because he worked out a way to interchange, play this five this game, take them away, get this other five on. You know what I mean? So that's what's been happening. That's what's been happening, guys. At the end of the day, to me, you know what? You would think that I'd be devastated. I know that some of you might be devastated, but I'm not as devastated because I don't really like this trophy. If that was the FA Cup final, I'll be absolutely floored. You know what I mean? If it's only consolation, if it was just the FA Cup final, I would be absolutely floored, Or do you know what I mean? Like, I would be floored, but I don't rate this. I don't rate this. I don't rate this. Rate this competition. So it's just one of those things, guys. I genuinely do not rate this competition. So I'm not as devastated as I could have been. Unfortunately, my internet, Neil Ashton is doing an absolute madness with my internet. And I can't get on my laptop. So I'll try to comment on some of your what you guys are saying on here. But the internet is going absolutely berserk. My internet, honestly, is doing an absolute madness. And my laptop is off, and I can't even have any guests on here now. But I'll try to get Irfan on in a minute. If Irfan, if you're watching, I've sent the link to WhatsApp, so please go on the WhatsApp. I've sent the link to United Real Therapy WhatsApp group, so please go on there and check. There we go, Irfan. There we go. Add to the stream. Earth, can you hear me? There we go.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you properly. Let me just turn my thing up. My internet is doing an absolute mad one. So, unfortunately, I'm on here because my laptop, I can't get on my laptop. I'm on my phone.
You have to come
Um,
closer. Come closer, yeah, so we
yeah,
can hear you better. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, my laptop is doing a madness. But I'm just replying. I'm saying I'm not as devastated, Irfan, because we didn't do enough. We
The
didn't
the
do enough.
vo- the volume's going up and down, Nuruddin. The volume's not crystal clear. Keep talking a minute. Let me just check.
1 second. Let me just take this out. Can you hear me? Can you hear me better
That's
now?
good. That's good. That stay there now. Stay
Is
there.
that
Yeah. That's
is
much
that
better. Stay
better?
there. Stay there. Don't move from there. Yeah.
Is that a lot better? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, just set it up right there. Is that a lot better? Yeah.
No, it's gone a bit worse now. Yeah. You need to get
Okay.
close to it. You need to
Better
get
here.
close to it. Yeah, that's better there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, better
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, yeah, that's that's what it was. But Irfan, I'm just talking about the game. I'm saying
No,
that
I
we
heard
didn't
what you said. I heard everything you
the game.
said. I was
Now,
listening. Yeah. Yeah.
now, good evening. Evening done a good job on us.
No,
You
hang on.
know what I mean?
Nuruddin, you got this get this level right before we talk to the people. It was
No, no,
fine. Yeah.
that's all I can do. I can't do anything else. The
Oh,
volume is
stay there. Stay there. Then don't move from there. Yeah.
yeah, the volume is full on,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. Guys,
Yeah.
can you hear me properly? I don't know if it's just Irfan, but guys in the comments, can you please let me know if you can hear me all right?
Yeah.
Can you hear me all right? Guys in the
Okay.
comments, about 30
Okay.
of you in here. Can you let me
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
if you can
Okay.
hear me all right?
Yeah.
I can
That's
hear
better.
you, Irfan, so
Yeah.
but
But you just stay because what happens is when you move to a different position, the volume drops.
okay.
Remember, I'm a sound person. I'm
Hi
I'm
guys, can you hear me? Can you hear
yeah.
me all right?
Yeah, we
We got
got you.
yeah,
Yeah.
people in the
Keep it there.
comments are
Just
saying
don't
they
move
can
from
hear me.
there, Nerdy. Don't move from
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. They're telling me they can hear me, so let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
tell me about the game. What do you think about the game?
Well, to be honest with you, we both agreed that we were going in the game on bad form. Yeah, we agreed, didn't we? Yeah, we said we
Yeah,
weren't on good form. Yeah, the B teams play better than the A team. Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah,
yeah.
right. And then you watch the game and you're saying to yourself, okay, I've already watched two Villarreal games recently. Yeah, so I knew they were going to be a team to break down. They're a defensive team. Yeah, and
Mhm.
all they had to do it was like taking candy from a child in a footballing sense because they wait for a free kick, a dead ball, and bang. Like I said, very professional. Albiol took what's he called, Bailly out, and then Marino does a training ground run, just runs in behind it and just gets in front of the guy, bang. It was like a training ground goal. Right? A top team would not give away goals like that. Okay, so let's just move on to the pathetic, weak defending of Man United. Okay, let's just move on from there. Yeah, we
But
get
but you know the funniest thing, people were saying to me that people were saying to me
yeah.
that Maguire would help. We conceded goals
No,
like
no,
that with
no, no,
Maguire.
no, no. He would have done nothing. He would have done nothing. He would have done nothing. No, done nothing. These people living in Cuckooland, they don't know football when they say that. Okay, they just
Yeah.
get in the English bias of this captain guru. He's this savior. He's not. He's not. He's the worst central defender captain we've had in the history of Man United that I can think of. Can't think of any worse. We had greats. This guy is not a great. Okay, so let's just not cover it. Let's just speak the truth. Yeah, that's what we're here for. So
I mean,
look.
there's a comment here saying make a sub. I talked about it yesterday.
No, no, no. But what you say? Wait a
Like,
second. Let me
was
just say
on
no.
there. Mighty Mundo and Saeed were on here.
Yeah.
And Irfan, unfortunately, you weren't on here. And I
Yeah.
said, I said, what do we have to do? What did I say? I said that can Ollie have more gates management? Can he involve the squad? Can he change it? Can he freshen it up? And I thought that if he freshened it up more but he doesn't trust his substitution. He
No.
doesn't trust them.
Yeah, but no, that's on him.
So
That's on him. That is on him. Let's just finish the rest of the game off. Yeah, right. In the second half, we got a lucky goal, right, and then we sort of pressed them like with energy for about 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, what was he doing? What was Emery doing? Like a guy who's got a bit of a footballing brain, who's thinking, right, my players are already slower. They're not a fast, strong team. What do I do now? Is I freshen it up. I bring fresh legs on. That's all he had to do. And then you see that we suddenly faded, didn't we? We just faded because we couldn't compete with the fresh legs. And what does Ollie do? Does Ollie think about making a substitute? This game was asking even for Matic and Donny just to come on for 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes or something, we've played 61 games. Only City have played the same number or more. City have 61 games, and yet he doesn't make a substitution until 106 minutes into the game. When I summarize this game, we were badly out of form. Rashford was shockingly out of form. Yeah, he should never play. I said when I saw the lineup, I said, why didn't he just stick to McFred? Keep Pogba up there. Keep Pogba up there. Pogba in that pivot doesn't work for me. He doesn't do it. He's not enough. He hasn't got the machine to be that guy.
He didn't do anything. To be fair, he played well in the first half. But
But he shouldn't be there. He should have just stuck to McFred like he always does. He should have just stuck to it. Why change it in a game like that? Why change it in the final? Okay, so let's move on. Right? Because Pogba is thinking. I don't understand why. Why wasn't Rashford a sub and just kept Fred on? McTominay was shocking in the first time. McTominay only played good in the last 20 minutes of the game. So look, let's be honest. Let's just call this out.
You know what? Today we've got to be honest. McTominay was second half was the best player.
Yeah. In the second half, first half it was terrible. First half his passing control was terrible.
Pogba, it must be said.
Yeah,
he ran with the ball. He had energy.
Yeah,
it was him that was trying to make things happen.
In the second half, only there in the second last 20 minutes of the game, a lot even he had second half because he's just not the guy that's got the control to be that guy there.
But the guy who had the control couldn't. That yellow submarine was partly parked there, fan, and we couldn't.
Yeah, it was. Down. Yeah, but that's on Ollie.
How many times did you work their keeper? How many saves did he make their keeper?
None. Didn't have to make any. He didn't have to make. Yeah, because he was outwitted by Emery. Outwitted him. Let's be honest. Let's just tell the truth.
Bruno's tired. That's what I'm saying. To Bruno's tired.
Yeah.
But what you have is when you have a proper manager.
Yeah.
Who, listen, I'm gonna dip out because I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna dip out and then come back in because I've never been on here with my phone. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
You know what it is? You just got to keep still. That's all. You just got to keep still. Just keep still. Yeah. So. While Nuruddin disappears, I mean, let's be honest about this. This just showed that Ollie hasn't got it in big game management. He just hasn't got it. Why doesn't trust Donny and Matic? You know, just when you need some fresh pair of legs, they've had 5 substitutions. 5. I think before we made our first one, 5. So I don't get that. But let's be honest about this. The fact that he doesn't trust his players, the fact that Ollie doesn't trust the subs on him.
Better now.
Yes, yeah, I can get you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
I was just saying that this is on that when you want to really look back. If you're a neutral watching this, this was on Ollie. It wasn't on anybody else. This was totally on Ollie. It wasn't on anybody else. You could say the players bottled it. The players bottled it a little bit, but they didn't bottle it as badly as the manager bottled it more than the players. And the manager's lack of game management or lack of smart game management revealed itself. There's no other way of looking at this. This loss was on Ollie. And Ollie, sadly for the Man United team, we're still losers. Let's be honest about this. Psychologically losing that game is you have to, in your mind, you're still a loser. You're not winners. And let's be honest about this. They bring on 5 guys and we still haven't made a sub. And then he takes Pogba off when you need to chase the game. I mean, come on.
He wasn't doing anything though, Irfan. He wasn't. Let's be honest with you. By that time, Pogba, Pogba kept feeling his hamstrings, kept stretching his legs.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that game should have been out of sight. After we equalised, that game should have been out of sight.
Should have out of sight, yeah.
Yeah, that game should have.
We played it 5 times.
And then we could have defended, but unfortunately we didn't. And at the end of the day, that's football. But come on, we can't be bad losers, guys. We've got to congratulate Villarreal.
No, we have to congratulate them. We have to, yeah.
A population of 50,000.
50,000, yeah. A population of 50,000, yeah.
Small little city outside of Valencia.
I'm not that good about the loss.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And they deserve to win. And we have to congratulate them. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm not as deviled. If that was the FA Cup final, I'd be absolutely flawed right now. But I'm not. But I just wanted Ollie to win something. Yeah, I genuinely wanted Ollie to win something.
I mean, it doesn't hurt us in the grand scheme of things because we're still in the Champions League. But it's just it was for our ABU. It was the perfect way for us to lose. So it was damaging on psychological levels, but it doesn't hurt us. It affects us because we're still in Champions League. It's just very sad that this is where Ollie came up really short. He came up very, very short. Ollie did. You know, there's no other way of looking at this.
He never trusted. He doesn't trust his squad. That just shows you all season.
Okay, yeah, but Nuruddin, you keep saying that, but why doesn't he trust them? You tell me why doesn't he trust them?
And because he doesn't rate them. He doesn't rate them.
He doesn't rate Donny Matic. You saw them in the last game. You saw him play in the last game.
He doesn't rate them. He doesn't rate his squad.
You don't rate them. Well, he's a moron. It's on him. You don't have to have amazing players if you don't rate them. They can do a job for you. That's the thing. He doesn't even trust that they can do a job for him, and that's on him. You know, even common sense, even if you've got a player that can only play well for 10 minutes, that's going to be better than a guy that can't, who's knackered, he's gone. You don't have to be that clever about this. It's not that difficult. It's not a difficult thing. Now, guys, you can't say he's got to go because this is just part of the growth, you know. Sometimes it takes 7 or 8 losses before, you know, you get to the winners. Or, you know, the winning margin between winning and losing is fine. But we didn't look like a team that was second in the Premier League today, let's be honest. That finished second. We did not look like that at all. We didn't. And that's a tragedy, you know. That's a tragedy, yeah? Hello? You there, Nuruddin? Yeah. You know, that's what I'm saying. So I'm gutted for all the fans and all the viewers here. I'm gutted for you know. But let's just be honest. You know, this was the more you think about it, the more it was on Ollie. It was just on Ollie.
Ollie Bumbaye, are you there?
We're all going on a yellow submarine.
Submarine. We're all going on a yellow submarine. Hey, come on, guys. We've got to cheer up, guys. At the end of the day, we've already won this cup competition before 4 years ago, and we didn't get anywhere. Who would have said we're going to go somewhere by winning it?
Yeah, that's true. This is why I'm not so gutted about it. I'm not so gutted.
I'm not as devastated because I don't like this competition. Man United should have enough players, have enough structure as a football club, and enough backroom stuff, and enough good managers and good coaches for Man United to be in the Champions League, to be in the quarter-final, to maybe go into Champions League final. And we're not. It's simple as that. But Ollie Bumbaye, other than that, we're all going on a yellow submarine. How are you? Please talk to us. We've not seen you on the channel for a while. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling absolutely marvelous, as you can imagine. Wonderful. Yeah, I've missed you guys, man. I've missed the channel. I've missed the fans. Do you want me to just get straight into it? Because ironically, it sounds like you two are a lot happier than me. And usually I'm the one that's fighting the bloody corner. So,
yeah.
First and foremost, a final completely to forget. I felt like I'd been watching that final for about 10 hours. It was just a drag.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Looked at Villarreal. Man City are smashing them for 5-0. To me, they offer nothing going forward. There's no real threat there. And a very well-drilled low-block team. We struggle, as usual, to create anything. Pogba is completely wasted there. I've always maintained that. I mean, you know, there's nowhere to go. So just a pretty dull affair. A team we should be beating. And I felt the players a little bit bottled it. I thought the best player, man of the match for me, Scott McTominay. Brilliant. Wan-Bissaka was fantastic, followed closely by Greenwood and Cavani. The rest of them, take them or leave them. The one player that should be, and you know how much I love this guy on and off the pitch, he should be strict of his knighthood, man. Marcus Rashford was absolutely.
He's injured. He's injured.
No. Listen, I don't want to hear. Don't want to hear injured.
He gets played.
Listen, man. The guy today, you could say in part, has cost us that game.
Yeah.
He saw so much of the ball. We had men in the box. Not one thing he did today. Even look at the chance he fluffed, man.
Yeah,
that's one of the worst performances I have ever seen.
It wasn't
from Marcus Rashford.
It was Irfan. He was Irfan. Bruno was well off Irfan. That's on computer. The linesman put his flag up and then kept it down. Watch it back. He was offside. Bruno was
Bruno
offside.
might have been.
He was actually miles onside. Miles
Bruno.
onside. Look at the thing. He's miles onside. He's
Bruno.
fluffed it.
No.
He's miles onside.
Talking about Bruno was offside.
Rashford's onside.
Yeah, Bruno's offside though. Bruno
Right, okay.
was offside. Linesman was about to put his flag up and then he put his flag down.
Okay, we go now to Ollie. You know what I mean? I'm usually there taking punches. Not today, bro. Not today. In-game management today, dreadful. Dreadful.
Shocking.
The substitutions showed me today that he didn't want to take the risk. He was resigned to going to penalties already.
Yeah.
He takes off Paul Pogba and Mason Greenwood, who was one of only two bright sparks.
Yeah.
And he brings on.
Yeah.
He brings on Fred and Tuanzebe. I wanted to kill myself. And bro, okay, Dan James, bro, Dan James. Do you know what kills me about this? How do you feel as Donny van der Beek and Dan James and whoever else you've got on the bench, which isn't much? How bad does Marcus have to play to actually get a sniff in a final? To just get a run out in a final? It's not right.
You said it.
And this is why I'm so pissed today. We need some competition for that boy's place.
We do.
You cannot have these performances. Look, this season, yeah, I think he's had a good season. But these performances, man, they can't be that bad. This is a final. This is a final against a team that we should dust. In Premier League, for me, I swear to God, I watched Villarreal today, yeah. I know, Irfan, you've seen them. You called it low block team, whatever.
Yeah.
I swear to God, yeah. I don't know how. Like, what do they offer? They're a top 10 side, tops in England.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
Yeah,
there's no quality going forward. They can't hurt you.
But Oli, but Oli Bumbaye, that's what their job was, to go for the low block and to make it.
They came with a plan. Yeah, they came with a plan. Exactly.
You've got to respect that. You've got to respect that.
I'm not. Listen, what I'm saying about them is listen. What I'm saying about them is.
I disagree with that. Yeah,
bro. What I'm saying about Villarreal is to show you how poor we were, and you call us bottlers sometimes. I think today there was an element of bottling.
No, Ollie was the biggest bottler. Ollie was the biggest bottler, not the team.
The whole thing was a bottle.
I think the team was tired. Listen, they've played. It's been a truncated season. They've played 60-something games, right?
Bro, I'm asking you to play 90 minutes for a final. You've not won anything. You want to start a legacy? Come on, man. You're well rested as well. Come on, man.
But Oli Bumbaye, as you said, you have a squad. Even if you don't rate them, you have to play them just for fatigue. It's a physical game. You have to use them. You can't get away with not using them.
Canada Devil.
I don't know what. It showed straight away. Yeah. As soon as extra time came, all the pressing, all the impetus to go, we just ran back to our own box and let them come on to us.
Fatigue.
Yeah.
Bring some players on.
Fatigue.
I don't know why
he managed his team.
Emre is not calling it out. It was
Emre managed the team very well.
That was a schoolboy error management.
Emre brought players on and brought fresh legs on really well. He managed it. He kept them alive. He doesn't mind going to penalties. They're under the cosh.
Yeah.
We're waiting till the end. We've got players on there that are actually a detriment to our own team. Rashford's playing against us. Man, sub him. Bring on Matic. Calm it down. Yeah. Move Pogba to where Rashford is and bring Donny on with McTominay. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And today, bro, honestly, oh man, I was upset, man. I'm happy for them. I mean, of course, the underdog, no problem. But that was rubbish, man. Rubbish.
Hey, listen, I'm not. To me, like I said to you, I'm genuinely not as devastated because I don't like this competition. We won it 4 years ago. We didn't get anywhere. After that, we won the league. We won two trophies actually. We won the League Cup. We won the Europa League, and we didn't get anywhere. Because at the end of the day, I've told you guys, you're never going to be successful with these owners and this structure. I keep coming back to it. That's why I'm called Mr. Structure. At the end of the day, Canada Devil said that before, he's not injured. He's been carrying injuries all season towards the last 3-4 months, right? And that's why he's not been included in some of the squad game, because he's carrying all these injuries. And he's managing, the people who manage him, his agents always come out and go, he's carrying injuries. But anyway, let's carry on. Yimaka says, good evening, boys. Big up to everyone, mates. I feel sick. I have to say David De Gea needs to be evaluated. I know he needs to get out of the club for the game management. He did it last season. He ran these players into the ground. He ran the first team. Like, Matic never recovered from that because he never trusts his butt. And then he comes out and says, I've been backed. Well, you've never been backed. We still don't have a right side. We let Wan-Bissaka go on that side. And I feel sorry for Greenwood. I feel sorry for the youngsters. I just hopefully this psychologically doesn't mess them up. But it just seems like, you know what I mean? To me, it seems like no structure. We make it up as we go along. And we go to a final and a team. And that's the biggest thing we've struggled against. That's why I said in my preview yesterday, we struggle against the low block. We cannot afford to go behind. I said that. We cannot, and we did that. We go one attack, one of the three attacks they have. We on a set piece that they worked out, we get done. And people tell me, Maguire, what could Maguire have done there? There is nothing Maguire would have done there today. I'm telling you now. People go, oh,
no, let me say this about Maguire. Yeah. I disagree. I'm not telling you he would have changed the course of that goal. Listen. I'm not telling you he would have changed the course of that goal. But at a certain point, whether you thought Maguire came, he was overpriced, you didn't rate him. Maguire is by a country mile 10 times better than anything else we've got. Anything else we've got. Bailly and Lindelof and Tuanzebe, they're just fair weather defenders. If it was going to rain, clouds would have formed, which means these guys should have come good by now. They're not challenged. They've got open reign, free reign. They're one position between two guys and they're both shit. That's the truth. They have to step up to the plate. I've never seen a defender like Lindelof without any sort of... He has no character to impose himself. And Bailly as well is liable. I'm sorry, guys.
Come on. That's unfair.
Listen, Bailly got blocked for the goal, but Lindelof, I've never rated him.
No, Bailly had a better game than Lindelof. Bailly had a better game than Lindelof.
Listen, let me just get this thing, because I'm talking about Rashford being injured. Rashford's never been the same. He's never been the same. Rashford, I don't think Rashford has been fit for about a year and a half. 2 years ago, last time I remember Rashford running at people, taking people and doing all these skills. This Rashford is he just looks so lethargic. And you know what? He nearly came off. He was fell on the floor. And, you know, that's what it... But anyway, here as Football Prophet says, Rashford is going to the Euro. He's going to get some excuses of being injured next season. Well, I'm afraid to me, I wouldn't. If I could get hold of him, I would talk to him. If any of these top professional footballers, ex-Man United players can get hold of Rashford and say to him, Rashford, you don't need to go to the Euros. You're injured. Take the summer off, recover, and come back fresh next season. I would say that. But then I don't blame because Ollie overplays him. Ollie thinks I need to toughen them up. He uses the word like robust and all of that kind of stuff. This level of football is not when you played 20 years ago, mate. It's not the same football. It's totally different. Games change. At the end of the day, you freshen it up. But tell me, Oli Bumbaye, tell me, Irfan, how are you feeling tonight if you're Donny van de Beek?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what can you say? What can you really say? I mean, on one part of me, on a human level, I'm absolutely gutted for the guy. I'm absolutely gutted because all this guy, I told you, he just needed Ollie to play him for 3 or 4 to 5 games. That's all he needed. At just one point in the season, yeah. And this is where...
Look, this is a great comment right there. Look at that comment, man. That is what we should be looking at here. Today, we offered shit. Marcus Rashford is not running 100 miles. Every time he gets the ball to his feet, he thinks he's in school playing he's losing the ball, bad decisions. I need to see players. My criticism of Martial is he's not improving in his brain. His game has not developed. Mason's is developing. You can see it. He's such a mature player. Rashford has to start looking up. It's not all about get your head down, all this chopping and shit. Do the simple stuff. He's just running down blind alleys. Every touch is poor. And he's got an attitude problem these days as well. He needs a wake-up call. And do you know what? That wake-up call is the signing of somebody that is going to challenge him for his position. And the reason he gets a free reign is
Sorry.
because there is nobody to play there.
I'm sorry, I disagree. I disagree totally. Even if you sign 3 amazing right wingers, inverted attackers, Ollie will always pick Rashford.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
He does. He does.
No, he won't.
He overplays.
Listen. Who'd you play instead of Rashford? No. Who'd you play instead of Rashford? Look at that bench today.
Diallo.
Look at that bench today. Who'd you bring? Don't say Diallo, Nuruddin. No, don't say Diallo. Don't say an 18-year-old. No.
Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? They played an 18-year-old. Why can't we play an 18-year-old?
No, don't say Diallo. Don't say Diallo.
Played against Wolves.
Look, don't say Diallo and don't say Dan James. No.
No. Listen, Villarreal played an 18-year-old for almost 70, 80 minutes of that game on the right-hand side. Why can't Diallo be coming on that pitch?
Listen, if you think Diallo is good enough to lead the line for Manchester United over the course of the season, then
Rashford not leading the line. What are you talking about? You're changing.
Playing Rashford's position.
He's not leading the line. I'm saying.
Is Diallo? All right, look, I'll ask you this question. Listen, is Diallo? Are you saying to me?
I'll let you finish. Okay, I'll let you finish.
Right. Are you saying to me that Diallo is
an 18-year-old for 78 minutes?
Are you saying to me? I don't care what they put in here. We've put in 16-year-old. It doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. The quality between Rashford and the subs that are going to come on for Rashford, there is no comparison. Rashford's ability is a million miles ahead of Dan James and Amad Diallo.
But he's he's off form. What are you talking about? The guys, Rashford has been off form.
Let him talk, please. Let him finish his point.
Mate, people lose form and people gain form. The quality, the ability of Rashford and the experience of Rashford is miles ahead of your Diallos and your Dan Jameses. When you look at City, when you bring on Foden and integrate him, there's a guy called Sterling there. There's a guy called Mahrez there. There's a guy called Torres there. There's a guy called Bernardo Silva there. I don't want to hear bullshit about Diallo and Dan James. I want top quality to come and challenge him, to tell him, listen, if you're off your game, that's it. You're getting benched. And if Ollie doesn't have the balls to bench him, he needs to think about this job. I'm telling
you now, Diallo has more natural footballing ability than Rashford. And you know what? And if you know what, Oli Bombay, you've not watched him. him.
Yeah.
That kid has got more know-how on football and more confident and more can protect the ball and put his ball in front. And it's not just all about speed, and he's got a brilliant touch. He was probably, for me, one of the best players that played against Wolverhampton. His touch, his skills, when he's getting on the ball, the confidence, the arrogance, he's got it all. But you've not watched him enough, and I understand that because you can't call it. But at the end of the day, Oli Bombay, I'll go back to the football structure. Manchester United do not have any football structure. For Man United to go out there and compete in the transfer market, we don't. We don't have that football structure.
That's what you're going with, Nuruddin. I've not watched Amad Diallo. How many games has Amad Diallo played for all of us to watch Amad Diallo? Whenever he's played, I've watched him.
Yeah, he scored a fantastic goal against AC Milan.
Yeah, we all saw that goal. Right? Okay, is that enough for you to tell me?
He come on. Every time he's come on, I've never looked at him and thought, this kid's not ready. I've never looked at him and thought he's not ready. For 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes that he's had, in all of the time that he's been here since January, I never looked. And then on Sunday, he proved to me his football IQ is up here. His football IQ is
totally,
up here.
Totally.
He's got an incredible footballing brain, and he showed me what it is. And he set Dan James through on a one-on-one, and Dan James tried to chip the keeper and missed. But it was all of his controlling the ball, anytime showing for the ball, wanting the ball, using his body, all of those things, the arrogance, he's had it all. So I don't know what you're watching, but we'll have to just agree to disagree. But to me, Rashford, we see he was struggling. You can see he was going down, feeling and just doing all the things that he does when he's injured. And to bring him on or to bring Dan James, to me, Dan James is not to me, this game was not for Dan James. Because this game, Villarreal did a low block. And when there's no space behind you, Dan James becomes lost in the game. But Diallo, who's a footballer, who can manipulate the ball, who can play somebody because he's got a left foot. That's what we would have needed today. for him to be taking people on sometimes, to be making runs with the energy, what Rashford didn't have clearly. And I think that could have worked, but that's just me. But at the end of the day, I go back to what you said. Ollie doesn't trust any of the players on the bench. But I'll ask you the same question as I asked Irfan. If you're Donny van de Beek tonight, how are you feeling?
Mate, if I'm anybody on the bench, whether it's Donny van de Beek, whether it's Nemanja Matic, whether it's Amad Diallo, whether it's Dan James, and Marcus Rashford is having that kind of performance, and I'm not going for the injury thing, yeah, I'm not going for it because I'm not asking him to run 1,000,000 miles an hour. We're camped in their half. This isn't PSG. Here's the ball to feet, Marcus. Make something happen. That's all I'm asking you to do. Get a ball in, drop a shoulder, make anything happen. He was shocking. And they don't even get a look in a final. Do you know what I mean? You have to ask yourself, like, what kind of signal are you sending out? You need somebody that is over the course of a season. If you think it's Amad Diallo, and then you just think he doesn't trust Amad Diallo, and that's why Rashford is going to get free reign. If we've got a Jack Grealish or a Sancho in there, and Mason's playing and Sancho can play left, now we're talking competition. Now we're talking, I've lit a fire under Marcus's ass, and it means if you're playing shit, okay, Ahmad's only 18, he's not high pro. This is Sancho, this is Grealish. You're getting benched, mate. But we don't have those competition for places in the forward line.
Can I ask you another question? Why don't we have that competition?
We need it. Well, that's what I keep saying. Let's buy that.
But we don't.
That's what I want to buy.
We're not going to buy it because it's been 8 years, 9 years now, and we've not done it. And then when Fergie was in charge, let me finish my point. When Fergie was in charge, Fergie would say, "Oh, there's no value in the market." The top 8 teams, the team in our own city who are going to probably win the Champions League on Saturday night, right? Well, we let them get so far ahead of us, hoard all of the best talent in this country and in Europe. And we've let all the other clubs in the world hoard that. Bayern Munich hoard that. We've let Liverpool do the same. We haven't got the structure. When I say this to you guys, I don't know if it goes through to your head.
Look, let me just answer you. Let me answer. Bro, let me answer. Forget what's gone before. We are at now the end of a season. We finished in a real whimper.
Like how we started.
Yeah, exactly how we started, right? And we can do the excuses, they're tired and all that bullshit. Okay, that means they get off the hook and Ollie gets off the hook. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game. This is a final. What I'm saying to you is the same thing I've said on many podcasts when you ask me what we need. Now, I understand centre-back. I understand you want CDM and all that. Me, bro, I see one problem with Man United apart from inconsistency. Low block, no creativity, can't break them down. Had the problem at Burnley, Crystal Palace, Villarreal. It goes on and on the list. And these are points, really. It's like we are in your half. There's nothing really to fear. But we're so dog at opening anything up that eventually they get bold, they start trying some shit, and they nick a goal, and then only God can unlock them. So this is why I say to you, I want Harry Kane, I want Jack Grealish, I want Jadon Sancho. I want forward players, not only to unlock these things, because they are good, intricate players that understand running in behind, like City do, like Liverpool do, but because our top players, your Marshalls, your Rashfords, have no competition of other top high-profile players. Well, this is a major issue.
Well,
listen. Last thing, please. Is Diallo? Let's say Diallo is sick, right? Let's say Diallo is what you say is. All right. Is Diallo and Dan James going to come and say to Ollie, listen, man, I'm not sitting on the bench. Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho are going to say to him, hang on a minute. This guy's stinking the place out. I'm not sitting on the bench. You better start playing me, mate. And if he deserves to play, Rashford, until you get form back, you're sitting on the bench. That's how football works. You need quality for quality, and not just some little 18-year-old kid that's going to sit there and not say nothing. You wouldn't expect him to kick up a fuss. The guy's living his dream at United. Rashford needs somebody where he looks at that bench, he knows the man is coming on to make the difference. Not just in tonight's game, in general, because his form has been up and down, up and down. Martial, the same. If Cavani's not here, I mean, you know what I mean? Don't even want to imagine where we would be with Martial. Martial, even when he's fit, he's not playing
Martial was not even on the squad. Martial was not even in the
bro,
squad.
I know he's not in the squad. I'm making a point.
Yeah,
I'm
I
making
know
a
what
point.
point you're making, but
Yeah.
with Cavani, one of the best strikers in his time, in his years, right?
Yeah.
We didn't make any chances for him other than one where Shaw tried to shoot, and then luckily it went to him and he tried to head at it, and the defender was in the way. But at the end of the day,
bro, we've got no creativity.
Listen, can I just say something? One thing you never answer, and you're missing the point on this one, is that Man United football structure is not set up to win, to compete, and to buy the players that you want. They're not. We've not been like that for 15 to 20 years. We've not been. We bought Pogba at one point by himself, and we bought Mkhitaryan, Bailly, and Zlatan, and that was it. Second season, we didn't back the manager, and then Oli came in, and then he took a second. We won a couple of trophies. We didn't back him, and then we did it again. When we're out of the Champions League, we back the manager. When we're in the Champions League, we don't back the manager. That is how the game.
No.
You're talking about. You're talking about where you.
No. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question then, okay? Right? No. Let me ask you one.
I'm asking you, do we have the football structure to compete?
No. Yeah, but I'm going to.
the question. Answer the question. Do we have the football structure?
Yeah, of course we don't. Of course we don't.
That's it. Simple.
No. But it's not. But there's a little caveat to that. There's a little more. There's a secondary point.
I'm hoping you're going to say what I'm thinking.
No, Ollie, I'll tell you what it is. The point is, a top manager would still have got something with that team, even with that horrible structure. A top manager would have done that. A top manager would have said, Rashford, you're off form, it's not happening. A top manager would have still done something with that team, no matter how bad our structure is. And this is where I disagree with you, Nuruddin, because it doesn't matter. It comes down to, listen, United are the first team with no crappy structure and nothing going on. This has happened to other teams before, right? But they still had, look at Unai Emery, what's he doing with Villarreal? What's he doing with that team that's got nothing? So come on, so this is where I disagree with you.
I'm going to correct you here. Their pedigree in this competition is incredible. They have more pedigree. They've never been to the final. They always get
Let me
finish my point, please. Let me finish my point. Their pedigree in this competition is up there. Was one of the most computed, right? They've just never been to a final, right? They are one of the most well-run clubs in Spain. They're not in debt. They're financially secure. And Unai Emery is one of the biggest high-profile managers that they ever got. Facts. That is the facts, guys. At the end of the day, they've got football structure. They've got the right manager in to come and try to win this competition because he's got a pedigree in this competition. At the end of the day, he locked us out. I say Oli to blame for in-game management. All the games that we played this season, because the way that how the season being truncated, we've had a season that from lockdown to again, the season starts again after the season ended. And then we play 60-odd games. Oli has used mainly the same kind of players, has not used the squad, and now we're suffering. And in this game, everything that we've been through this season, all typified in one game.
Let me ask you this question then. Let me come back at you with this question. All right, listen.
Let me finish my point. Oli didn't do any in-games management. Players look shattered because they've been overplayed. He's not made use of his bench. And we've come up against a team that plays low block. Majority of times when we struggle this season,
you know all this.
Ollie, you just made 4 Ollie excuses. You did. Let Ollie Bombay say, come in, Ollie. Yeah?
Nuruddin, look, bro. With all due respect, yeah, everything that you're saying, we've already said, and we concede that there's a problem with the structure. But just because there's a problem with the structure, at the end of this season now, the structure is unchanged. It's still the same. If you are going to do, what do we need next season? You have a right to say, based on what we're seeing, this is what we think we need. Now, whether we get it or not is something else. Is something else. But you have to say to the world and to the players and to the team and to everybody what we need. If they don't get it, then that's a different debate. We go forward and we attack that when we get to it. But right now, it's like, okay, yeah, there's no structure. Does that mean we can't ask for players? Does that mean we can't identify what we need and what we don't need and what we need to do or start doing in the future? No.
All I look at is that in modern football, okay? All I look at is that in modern football, where you haven't got a manager like Sir Alex Ferguson who was there, who was the sporting director, who was the head of recruitment, who was the football manager. He ran the whole show. He was the club. then you let him go and you let the CEO go, then you get 3 bankers to be in charge of football structure. And it's, you know what? It is Jose Mourinho's genius and Van Gaal's genius. We won 3 trophies with those managers. We won 3 trophies with that manager. Moyes was never a Man United manager, never in his life. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a manager who's learning on the job at this level. At this level, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I've always said it. That's why I'm not too hard on him, because I know his limitations. I know he thinks his job's for the boys' business. I know how he feels. And at the end of the day, that is what is Man United have become, right? All I know is that Man United are this club. All I know is that all of the clubs that win stuff, all I'm saying to this, there might be 1 or 2 clubs that might fluke it, right? But all of the clubs that win something, the football structure is there. You have a 5-year plan, 3-year plan, 2-year plan, and you have the football structure where the manager, the owner, the CEOs, the head of recruitment.
Stop about the structure, man. Listen to what Irfan just said.
I'm asking you a question. Listen to me.
Look, you just
he's deaf to the point.
No, I'm hearing it. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that every club that's successful and wins trophies,
listen to this,
has a football structure.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Look, Nuruddin. Look, Irfan just made a point, right? Answer this point. Should Man United be beating Villarreal with the team that Ollie's got tonight?
No.
Of course they should.
Yeah, we should, but we didn't, and that's a fact. You know how many times in the
the fact that you didn't beat them is nothing to do with the structure.
Should Man United beat Crystal Palace? Should Man United beat West Brom? Should Man United?
Listen to me. The structure. I'm answering it. The structure is not the reason why we lost the game.
I'm asking you the question. Should Man United have won 10 games this season? Should we have lost the games at Old Trafford? No, the structure. But we did.
The structure is not why you lost tonight's final. End of story.
I'm sorry.
End of story.
I'm sorry.
No, Nuruddin, you didn't answer the question.
I'm asking you the question. Can I ask you the question?
No, I'm going to ask you.
Should Man United have beat Crystal Palace? Should Man United have beat West Brom who went down? Should Man
Yes.
I say yes. Yeah.
Okay, well then Man United should lose to Villarreal.
No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't.
Not the way.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Sheffield United defended, packed the blocked, play low block, counter-attacked us twice, had 2 shots and scored from 2 corner.
That's right.
That's what happened.
Correct. Tonight's team, listen, you can lose against teams you're supposed to beat. Yeah. That's football. That happens. Well, the point is,
the team that we're supposed to beat tonight.
No, yeah, we did exactly. So that's
we should have beaten them. We should have beaten them in that first half.
That's not because you have not lost. Irfan, help me out, man.
Wait, let me just say. We've had a season to observe. We've had a season to observe who we are. This is why I'm not buying it this time. I normally would buy it, but I'm saying to you, a smart manager would have still won that game regardless of the structure. A smart manager would have won it. That's the truth. I can't put it anyway. I'm not Ollie out or anything. I'm just saying to you, a smart manager would, and it's on them. This is on Ollie. This one. Everything caught up with him, like you said, his lack of in-game management, his lack of substitutions, his lack of trusting Donny and people like that. It catches up. It caught up with him today. There's no other way to look around it.
Can I ask you a question?
Keeping Rashford
and shit performances.
Yeah. Have you witnessed this all season? Yes or no? From Ollie, have you witnessed this all season?
Not like that.
I witnessed it against Sheffield United. I witnessed it against West Brom. I witnessed it against Crystal Palace. I witnessed it to the games that we lost. Crystal Palace when we lost at Old Trafford. We've lost 6 games. 6 games at Old Trafford.
City have lost 6 games. City have lost 6
games. No,
not
all at home. City have not drawn 10. We've drawn 10.
City have lost 6 though.
Yeah, but that's City. We've drawn 10 and lost 6. Simple as. I'm sorry. Everything you've asked me the question. Okay, you've asked me the question. Should everything you said, Irfan, what you just said then, Ollie, I've seen it in this team all season. All season I've seen it. We play against a low block team. We can't break them down. We struggle. And we could say, you know what, it's Fred and McTominay. But tonight, Pogba, after the first half, second half, was shocking. shocking, absolutely shocking. Bruno was nowhere to be seen, right? Luke Shaw and Rashford, they targeted him and they locked them out of the game. And Marcus Rashford has been having games like that all season. He has been having games like that all season. And he still doesn't take him up. He still doesn't take him up.
This discussion is better than that bloody game I watched.
Yeah.
I tell you. But Nuruddin, look, bro, the structure is, I'm not telling you, but tonight we're in a final, yeah? And we are by far the better team. And I'm talking about having watched this team. I didn't watch them. Irfan called it, Irfan's seen them. But really, you look at this team, they might not even make it in the top 10 in England. Really, honestly, bro. And you're watching it, and this is why I'm a guy that comes on here telling you, no, Ollie. But tonight, you bring on Donny van der Beek, you bring on Diallo, you bring on Dan James, you bring on even Matic, man. You put Pogba up. Okay, and you put Pogba where Rashford is. It's a game. We're not going anywhere. There's no space. You need some creativity. Listen,
Can I ask you a question? That's all
he's done.
You're always asking
question. Has Ollie done that this season? No, he hasn't. He hasn't done it. So why are you expecting him to do it in the final?
No. This is why you're covering. Let me ask you a question. Wait. Let me ask Nuruddin a question then. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. You can answer it as well, yeah? Explain to me why he shifted Pogba back into the pivot and took Fred out. Explain that one to me. Explain why he did that. When we playing further up. Explain to me why he put Pogba in the pivot next to McTominay. Explain that one to me then.
Have you heard his interview before the game? Did you hear what he said? He said Fred picked up an injury and he's not been 100% and he's only trained yesterday and that's why he's on the bench.
So
all right, look, man.
You know what? I won't scream. I won't shout. I'll ask the question again.
Right.
When have you seen Ollie in a tight game this season where Man United needed to win, where he's made loads of substitutions to bring on to change the game to affect it? Answer me that question. Everything you said, Oli Bumbaye, everything you said, bring Donny on, bring back. Well, what game has he done it that has had an effect and he's changed it? He didn't do it last season, the season before that, and we said he needed a bench. And he signed. We got signed Donny. We signed Diallo. Diallo came in January, and Cavani. Right?
Okay.
He still doesn't make the change.
Can I?
I'm gonna shut him now. I'm gonna ask you the question. Explain.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Where we played against the low block, and where he made few changes, and then the game, then United became a bit more fluid. Answer me the question.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to explain with some context what we're talking about here exactly, so that we know we're on the same wavelengths. I don't want to get the wires crossed. This podcast is about the post-final of the Europa League against Villarreal. Usually, the team that started today, I am happy with it. And I think you guys would be a little bit happy with it because you didn't get Fred and McTominay. We thought, okay, put Paul there. Although I think Paul is wasted there.
He's wasted in the pivot. He's wasted.
I believe so. But is there any complaints really with the starting lineup from anybody?
No major one. No major ones. No.
So for me, it is. It's been. And
What's the problem?
Why. This is the team that I chose.
Okay? Keep it short and sweet, bro. Why have you got a problem with tonight's lineup?
This is the team that I chose. So I'll tell you.
No. Answer the question. What's your problem?
What's the issue with tonight's? Is it a major problem? Like you're shocked? It's generally okay.
No, I'm not shocked. But this is the team that I chose yesterday. I'm just showing you. This is the team that I chose yesterday. That's the team that I chose yesterday. Because those two midfielders played a lot better against Wolverhampton. Man United looked more fluid, and Donny was going in
Matic and Donny.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, wait.
Can I come back? Can I come back to that? Can I just come back? Nuruddin.
Yeah.
Nuruddin. No. Let me come back to Nuruddin. Oli Bombay. Let me just say, Nuruddin, which cuckoo land was he ever going to pick Matic and Van de Beek? Which cuckoo land was that ever going to happen?
Well, what cuckoo land was he going to use his bench and make changes and do in-game management. Watch his
look,
all season.
let me continue then.
Okay, so let me come back. So which one, in terms of Ollie's rationale, was more irrational? Him using Van der Beek and Matic, or him using Fred and Thingy? What was more irrational?
I can only go on, like Irfan, I picked that team because when I watched the game against Wolverhampton, I enjoyed that game. I genuinely enjoyed that game. Matic was looking after the back four as usual, and Donny van der Beek was passing forward. The ball was going forward.
I agree with you. I saw it.
Diallo looked comfortable on the ball. We had all fresh enthusiasm of youth. That's what we played with.
But Nuruddin, we just going back to the same point. We all agree with you because we saw how well the B team played against Wolves. But I'm saying again, even by you're using your rationale, it's still on Ollie. It is still on Ollie. Because
listen, Irfan.
I've said we're going away from the point again. We're going away. Let me continue with that.
He's learning on the job. I've said at this level, he's learning on the job, and he makes clear mistakes. If you want to see what I think of Ollie, go to my Twitter, scroll down, and I already mentioned that 3 months ago the things that Ollie needs to improve on. 5 things he needs to improve on. But Ollie is never listening. He has favourites. Rashford could have a broken leg. He could be in a wheelchair, and he will still play him. And nobody in the comments is ever going to disagree with me with that one.
All right.
Bro, look.
Wait. Before Oli Umbai comes, I just got one tiny little thing to say, and let me just throw another span in the works. So, would a smart manager have changed De Gea in a minute before the penalties? Would a smart manager have done that? Answer that question then.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, to me, who are these smart managers? I don't.
You remember Tim Krul?
We only ever saw it once. We only saw it maybe once or twice. We saw it once in the FA Cup, and I think it's Norwich. They had another keeper.
Well, we saw it in the World Cup, Nuruddin. We saw it in the World Cup.
It's the same guy, Tim Krul. Tim Krul then come on.
The World Cup.
And Tim Krul, Van Gaal. And that's the only time I've ever seen it where they change the goalkeepers. I've not seen it that often.
Look. In the context of things, remember what we were talking about. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Look, in the context of tonight's game, I didn't really have an issue with that starting lineup, and I would always start Marcus Rashford. Always, okay? I would have started him tonight, no problem. When he's having such a poor game, okay, fair enough. When he's having such a poor game, you've got to take him off. But what I'm saying to you is, tonight's game is against a team that we should beat, and we didn't beat them. That's just football for me. Like we didn't beat Sheffield United and all that stuff. And you saying it's all because of the structure. I think the structure overall, it needs to be improved. We need to have a clear plan going forward, something a bit more vivid, a vision to work toward. But with regards to this evening's game, the starting lineup, I've got no issue with. The team we're up against is one that we should be dusting. We should be dusting them. But we've lost to a team due to a low block. They need to sub Rashford. They didn't. That's terrible because of the players on the bench are seeing how bad he's playing. But what I'm saying to you, irrespective of this structure, as a fan, if you ask me what do we need, I will reiterate what I have been saying to you all season when I've come on here, which is I want some attacking players for 2 reasons. I want attacking players of a high profile and a high quality, like for like, with what we've already got, in order to challenge the players that we've got, because at the moment, they don't have anybody pushing them for their positions. And Cavani is only a temporary push for Martial.
All right, okay.
And we also need...
Can I just stop you there, Lubai? Wait a second. Can I just stop? Can I just come in on what he just said? So, okay. So really, what you're saying, Oli Bumbaye, then, is really is what we call the cold ice on the whole discussion. We're just not good enough yet. Whether we like it or not, whether management's not there, whether this is not there, it comes back to the only conclusion you can draw is we're getting gas, but really we're just not good enough. Let's be honest.
Bro, honestly, I'm never gassed, Honestly, I'm never gassed. I just enjoy it. I know we're not Man City. And for anybody, any United fan on the planet to actually believe we are Man City is got it wrong. But you enjoy it and you take the season. We need to improve.
Huge. Everyone knows the gap is between huge.
But my point is, you have to separate this evening's match from this thing about structure, because I believe the team out is superior to the opposition.
I agree.
Should
Totally
do better as in terms of management of the game, and individual performances were poor. And if you're going to do that in a final, you know what I mean? It can't happen. It can't happen.
Yeah.
And this is not down to structure per se. Tonight is an isolated game. You are the better team. Go and get the points. Go and win it. But the manner of the performance and the defeat and the bad management is what leaves a real bitter taste in my mouth. And says to me,
wait. Let me.
Can I just come in from that? This is where we disagree, because
the
inquest. You know, things don't happen in a vacuum. Ollie doesn't get the job. If Man United have a director of football, Ollie has his 3 months. And then he gets us up there, and like he said, they say to him, "Thank you very much," because a director of football goes and gets that a top manager for Man United. The 2 top managers in the world and in Europe at the moment are in both of our rivals. Okay, one's at City, a genius, and the other one's at Liverpool. Right, facts. So then, what you try to find is who's the 3rd best manager in Europe or in the world? And if Man United had a structure and the owners and the structure, we didn't have bankers in charge. We had a football people in charge. They would look at that and think, okay, Liverpool have got this guy. Man City have got this guy. We need to go and get a guy who, and then what we need to do is have a director of football, have head of recruitment, build a team, have a vision so that we can compete with them. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not manager. Kieran McKenna and Michael Carrick are not the coaches of Man United. They're not. If we had a proper structure. So the thing that I'm getting back to you guys is that Ollie has not done any of these things that you are asking him to do all season. But because it's a final, all of a sudden, you expect Ollie to be somebody that he's not, which he's not that level of manager, which he's not that good enough level of manager. And then you expect him to make all these changes and to do good. And it's not all season.
We're only saying.
Wait, Ollie, let me just say, Ollie, I'm only going to give you 2-second point. So then I'm going to say to you now, I'm a bookie, okay? I'm a major bookmaker, right? Am I stupid putting Man United favourite today? Was I dumb? Was I stupid then?
Listen, you could be. The bookies don't know about Man United like the fans know about.
Come on.
Listen to me. The bookies. I know more about the bookies, about Man United and what's going on with Man United than the bookies. Bookies just see Man United, look at Villarreal and go, of course we're going to beat them. But
this is a question,
guys. This is the one that you think. So I'm gonna come back to you, okay? We're playing Villarreal, played loads of European football, Spanish players. Then they've got Unai Emery. He's been in 8 finals, I think. 8 finals. He's lost 4.
You watch the game. You see how good they are and how bad they are.
He's won 4 and he's lost 4. He set the team up. He knows his limitations of this team, that they've got only one player who can score goals. That guy scored his 30th goal, by the way, this season. He scored 23 goals in the Liga and he scored the rest in the Europa League and in the Cups, okay? He is the guy who's going to insane. He's a quality player, okay? I think in terms of striker, make one chance. They worked out on the game plan, because this is what coaches do, right? An experienced coach do. They work out a game plan. They look at Man United. They target Lindelof, and they think, block Bailly, Lindelof is crap. I'm going to
let me ask you this question.
Getting ahead of him, and then that goal goes in. Man United equalize. After that, we don't push. Because all season, all we struggle against is teams that low block and defend against us. So
we push.
I don't know where you guys, right? West Brom, we scored one fluky, lucky goal, Bruno. Rest of it was low block. They kept hitting us on the counter. If it wasn't for De Gea, we would have lost that game.
Now, let me ask you this.
Crystal Palace, exactly. We didn't make any chances.
Nuruddin, you've already said that. You've already said
that. Let me ask you this, Dino.
Do something that he's not done all season.
Let me ask you this, yeah. Let me ask you this question. Do you think we need to buy some better players, or players of, the kind of quality to challenge what we already have?
I've said that years. You know what? In 2011, right? 2011, I wrote Man United.
All right. Let me.
Lasana Diarra, and I said Schneider, right?
Nuruddin, is the current team good enough to win the league from this Man City team?
No, not even close.
Not even close.
Okay.
Not even close.
So what I'm saying to you is, structure, no structure. If you have better players, you will have a better chance with better players to move forward and push forward. So, irrespective of structure, we have the right.
You can't miss out on the structure. The structure gets you better players.
Okay.
Listen,
what I'm saying is, look,
the Abu Dhabi lot, but they wanted to buy Barcelona. They couldn't. Barcelona will never sell.
I know all this. I know what you're saying. But look, if we go out,
they bought the two guys.
Listen,
let me finish my point. They bought the head of recruitment and the director of football from who?
Barcelona.
From Barcelona to Man City. What did they do before Pep got there? Build the players that could play, the best players in Europe. Okay. They could go and afford, money could buy. They built a squad. We've let them get away from us, and now we are. And then to top it all off, we've given an ex-player who has who has no experience managing at this level, who's proved it to us this season that he can't manage at this level. We've proved it again and again by sticking to the 11 players, right, that he has. And then we expect him to change it all in a game in the final.
No, look, bro. Let's say this season, yeah. You can't change you can't change the structure, right? But what you can do is say these are the players that we need, and if we have these better players, and if he goes out, our manager and the club backs him, and he buys some good players, now you can look at Ollie and look at the team and think, you know what, he should be doing this even more, or we are more primed, and we are able to go, and the players can be swapped and chopped and changed. But right now, the team is not good enough to beat Man City. It's not good enough to win the Champions League. Okay, second. And tonight, the team that we do have has to really beat that team.
Yeah. Wait, can I come in now? Can I just come in and just say to what you're saying? Whether we pontificate, hypothesize, analyze the hell out of this, whether we like it or not, regardless of anything to do with Ollie, etc., right? We should beat that team. Just on paper alone, we should beat that team.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say, Nuruddin.
I'm going to give you.
No one can get away from that.
I'm going to give you a reality check. Football is not played on paper. It's 11 against 11.
No, Nuruddin.
But expectation, Nuruddin, is part of football.
It's tactics against tactics. It's game plan against the game plan, and who executes the game plan. That's what football comes down to.
Yes.
All that considered, we should still beat them.
So that was on Ollie, though, but that's on Ollie. That's not on the structure in that particular moment. In this particular moment, it's on Ollie.
Irfan, all considered, everything Nuruddin just said, it doesn't matter how you chop it and change it and sell it and package it. Manchester United are superior in every single sense when they go into that game. The fact that we've been done just shows many things tonight. The bad management, the lack of quality to actually bring on. And this is something, there are parts of tonight that you can see throughout the season where the quality has to be better to come on and challenge. Do you understand what I mean? If Cavani's injured, man, or if Rashford's injured, we've got problems. We've got problems. So tonight is
for years. That's why.
Nobody.
Instead of having 3 bankers in charge, we need to have footballing people in charge.
Nobody is talking about
quality. We didn't,
bro. This is not about dismissing that the club has been mismanaged and misrun and a lot of money squandered.
Of course it's not.
Given tonight's game, though, it takes a final against a team like that. I watched them for the first time and I was really like, what the hell is going on? This team cannot hurt us.
No.
This team does not offer anything. It's just a severe low block.
Yeah.
And we started talking about this when I said to you, we need to be. Ollie has to manage the game better in terms of bringing players on.
So we're going around in circles now. We made this.
We are.
Let me ask you.
Let me just get to this comment. Harris Coupon said it's on Ollie tonight. He needs to take responsibility for the problems and the lack of tactics. And I'm saying to you guys, if we had a football structure, Ollie would have been 3 months of thank you so very much. Thank you for coming in for the 3 months and lifting the place. Now. We need to go and get the 3rd best coach in Europe or in the world after Pep Guardiola and Klopp to go and try to get us to compete. And that's what would have been it. But Man United don't do that because you got 3 bankers in charge who know by keeping Ollie in position, you manipulate and split the fan base. Half of the fan base are emotionally tied to Ollie, and the other half were younger fans. They don't want any affiliation to Ollie. And Ollie is not good enough at this level. I said that a long time ago.
Okay, so
This level, he's never managed at this level. He's not good enough, and he's proved it all season.
all right,
Bro,
okay. All right. Wait a second. So let me finalize the conversations. We've been on it for an hour and 10 minutes. Let me just finalize. Yeah, we all know Ollie's not going anywhere. He's not going to get sacked. Okay, so let me ask you both the question then. How does this damage Ollie psychologically and also the team psychologically, which is a good way to end the discussion? How does it damage the team and the manager? Because let's be honest, now he's carrying the before he was a semi-finalist loser, now he's a final loser. So he's still got the loser brag on his forehead. It's painted in his psyche now. So where does this take Man United?
do you want the final wrap-up comments?
Regarding that point, what I asked you, yeah? Let's go for it. Let's say
Do you want to go first, bro? Do you want me? Habibi. Dino, voice. Your voice is off.
You go first.
To wrap up, I am not invested in Ollie from a sentimental treble scoring goal.
Me neither.
Yeah. To what I want is I want him to do well, like everybody does. But there's no investment that's blind. That at a certain point I won't say this is not the right guy, bring somebody else. I will more than happy to say that when the time comes. But so far, I am still intrigued by what this guy can do. And tonight, I am pissed off because of the way things happened with the manager, poor performances, and the fact that we lost to what I realized is not a good team, regardless of what they've got. You know, I saw them for what they were tonight, and I saw what we should have done to them. So I'm not Ollie out. I'm just pissed off about tonight, and I've explained why. This is a really bad finish to the season, and it's not the springboard that I wanted for the team and for all of us to enjoy the summer and come back thinking, let's build on this Europa League and a good, strong finish where, you know, we closed the gap against City and we did a bit of a chase. It whimpered out. It turned into shit. We finished like we started, to be honest, as you said. So what I want to see, he's going to be here. I have no doubts about that. I want to see the right transfers that show me what I'm saying to you guys. I want some quality in depth. I want some players that suggest we are going forward. I don't want a Mourinho come second, you sign Fred and Lee Grant, and they go and sign whoever. I don't want that. That just tells me that this structure thing is still bullshit, and you guys are not serious about pushing from second to first. So that's the transfer market, as I've said in a previous podcast, before I rip into the hiring of Fletcher and that other guy, I'm going to give it a chance because that's just what I do. So let's see who we sign, and let's see how we kick off the season. If we're 3 months in and it's still shit, then I will come on in and say, I think it's time for Ollie to go. That's me.
Okay. I will say this. The coaches are not good enough. They're not experienced at this level to be managing Man United. The level of players and recruitment is not good enough. And it always goes back to the structure. That's why I miss the structure. Because at the end of the day, even with a structure only gives you a chance. The players have got to prove it. The manager has got to prove it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer he's made all of the same mistakes that I saw tonight in that game. All of the same. I've seen it all season. And even to win an argument where you guys are blind to that, I don't know how. But I think this will definitely hurt the players. The players now is in this level. The best players will now question Ole.
I hope so.
Ole's not good enough. They will question Ole, and they will also because players always have something to blame. It's never their fault. They're professional footballers. They're pampered. They're told you're a great player. You know what I mean? Some of them are good players, but that's what footballers are pampered, right? They're pampered. They don't live in the real world because of the money they earn, because of the status they have. That's who they are. They will look at the manager and think, tactically, tonight, and even though Bruno and Rashford are two guys who always want to play every game and every game, manager like them would say, I don't care if you want to play every game and every game. I need to freshen you up because I'm going to need you in games. Exactly the same with other players. Right? I don't care if you want to play every minute. You're coming off. Other managers, when they speak to you with authority, you say, okay, now the managers, that's what managers do. I remember Zinedine Zidane at Real Madrid. He went and took Ronaldo out for a lunch, spoke to him and said, Ronaldo, if you want to win another third Champions League, I'm going to need to manage you because you're not physically as you were before 3 years ago or 4 years ago. So in some La Liga games, I'm going to take you off early, and I'm going to not play you in some games. I'm going to rest you, and because I need you to be fresh for the Champions League games. That's what managers do. Unfortunately, Rashford has been playing injured all season. Rashford, whether he's in bad form or good form or can do something, Ollie always keeps him there, sticks him there, sticks him there. Bruno is the same. The bench don't do anything. Ollie then comes out in the defending the Glazers, saying the Glazers, I've got a good race, they back me. What they haven't backed him. We're supposed to sign every report last season. We're supposed to have had Sancho. And what would have answered Oli Bumbaye's question, because we would have seen Sancho would have been like, listen, Rashford's not playing good. I need to get on that pitch because he's not offering. I'm going to offer you something better. At the end of the day, guys, I look at this game. I am not that devastated. I'm not that shocked. In a final, anybody can win and lose. Anytime could see. Man United, I agree with you guys. I'm not arguing. Man United should have won that game. But I'm saying to you, when I watch Man United that closely, I've seen teams at West Brom level who got relegated, Sheffield United level. I've seen West Brom draw with Man United, and without the game, we could have lost that game. I've seen Sheffield United beat Man United. I've seen us lose 6 games at home this season. I've seen us draw 10 games this season. And I've seen Ollie do exactly the same things he's done this game. So I didn't expect him to do anything. The longer he was waited, and there you go, a coach, an experienced coach at this level, who's been to 8 finals, who's won 3 before, who know how to freshen things up, who's learned from those finals, looked at his team and thought, I need to get 4 or 5 players in this to freshen this up. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer waited for till the last seconds to get them on, right? So the players are going to question him. Players like Bruno next season are going to be linked with Barcelona or Real Madrid or other big teams, right? Pogba most likely will leave, right? And time for him to leave because I think that he deserves to play in the team where he's got other good players around him, because we only bought him and then we thought, oh, that's it, we won the jackpot. Our owners bought Paul Pogba like they bought, what's his name? The guy that the American footballer, the best quarterback in the world. Something, I don't know what his name is. I forgot his name. I'm not an American football fan, but he's the best guy, and they bought him for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then he won them the trophy. They won the Super Bowl. That's what they thought. You can buy 1 or 2 players, and then the team no football. European football is different. At the end of the day, I keep talking about structure, and I keep talking about it. I said it. Manchester United under this ownership, Manchester United under this structure, are not sniffing any, to me, Champions League or the league anytime soon. We could be sat here another 10 years with the same owners, with the same kind of structure, and Man United. Only,
all right, okay. You make your point now.
Only managers. Only miracle workers. No, let me finish. Only a geniuses and miracle workers can do it, and those are not around. That's
okay. So let me just come back to that. Okay, yeah, fair enough. You made the point again. We can't disagree with you. Yeah. So, but we know the owners are not going. We know that the infrastructure is not changing. We know Ollie ain't getting sacked. So, where does that leave us now? Maybe that's
the big players are going to question.
When you said I'm thinking of these people listening, I'm thinking of them to try and get them into their heads how they're seeing this as well.
Well, I'm just saying to you, the big players are going to question him because he's bottled the team that he set out, his tactics, his way of playing. Have bottled it. His game management has bottled 4 semi-finals and 1 final.
You already said that now. Yeah. You said it.
Well, that's what he's saying to me. Where are we going to go? So I'm telling you,
if the structure is
going to look elsewhere, Irfan. The players are going to look elsewhere. That's what they're going to do.
Let me ask this last question, guys. If the structure is king, is there any point ever discussing again another manager or better players?
No. I didn't say so. I said structure gives you a chance. It gives you a chance. It gives you an opportunity.
But I understand. But
structure's not everything. It's I'm saying.
Okay. Good. Good. And listen, the points that we've all made, me and Irfan as well, Nuruddin, it's not against what you're saying, but what you're saying is part of it. But there are also instances where, as Irfan's saying, if things and the status quo is going to endure, then you have to look at things that you can ask for apart from structure, because structure is basically rid the owners, or
No,
fire some high-profile people and bring others in. So you got to ask yourself: does the manager affect? Does the player affect?
You misunderstand me. You misunderstand. The structure has to do with the owners. The structure has nothing to do with the owners. The structure is a director of football. Instead of having 3 bankers, now
I know what it is. I understand that.
Run our football. They're the 3 bankers.
I understand what that structure is and what you want changed, but under the current ownership,
control of the club.
But under the current ownership, that is something that is over the horizon. But what all fans ask for every year is we watch a game, we look at the deficiencies, and we make requests. And we say, this is what we think we need. We could do with another manager because this one's not good enough. We need better players because these aren't good enough. Or we need the squad to improve in order to do this and to do that. So structure has its place, but the fans and the requests for players and perhaps a new manager also has its place. And irrespective of structure, can yield results. It can yield results. Of course it can.
It can.
And tonight's performance is not, for me, based on a long-standing structure. Tonight's performance is between 2 teams, one superior to the other, that is well-rested, and they played and we lost. Fair play. And then we have to analyse the game. That's what we do on here. And my analysis was based around, having looked at this tonight, it's dawned on me that this manager has to be able to do certain things going forward, which is make big decisions to bench big players. I also believe what he needs as a manager, and what any other manager will need, is some better players, especially for the bench. That's it.
Yeah, no, listen, no. I've already answered that question about Oli. Oli, it would have been, if this was a serious club, if we had serious footballing people making decisions, and deep down in your heart, you know it, Oli Bumbaye and Irfan, you know it, and every one of you in the comments knows it. If we had the proper football people running the club, Oli Bumbaye would have been, thank you so much. Thank you for lifting the place after Jose sent us down depression. Thank you. You're not at this level. Good night. See you later. At the end of the day, that didn't happen. And the only disagreement we have tonight is that you expected Oli to do something, right, which he has not done all season. And for me, that's why I'm not getting angry. I honestly, my friend Adi was watching the game with me. I wasn't. We were both like, because we've seen this all season. We both looked at each other laughing when he went to penalties, because we're like, we're going to lose now, because we knew David De Gea's record on penalties is horrendous. And it came down to him taking a penalty. Now, it's not his fault because he's not paid to take penalties. And in penalties, it's just a toss of the coin. I'm proud of every one of those players, the 6 or the other 5 who didn't need to take penalties, or the 6 with De Gea, who stepped up and took the penalties. Because it's not easy to do that, and they're not in the team to take penalties. But their penalties were good, they were nervy, they did it. But at the end of the day, tonight we saw a guy who's been around the corner, who's experienced, who's been to 8 finals, and we saw a guy who's lost 4 semi-finals, who's still making it up as he goes along. And to me, the biggest thing I said to you, Irfan, I said it to, since I opened this channel, I said to him, and even before that, I said it to him. I said to Irfan, and I've said it to you, Oli Bumbaye, before, Manchester United need well-experienced, been around the block coaches. They need high-level, European elite-level coaches to help Oli. If you're going to hire Oli, you need to build a team around him that can help him to be this manager. And unfortunately, we got Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, who was on the 18s coach.
Yeah, fine, but if you are going into next season with what you've got and it's not going to change, what is within your control is what you believe that we need and why we need it. That's all that's in your control, and that's what I'm discussing here. Yeah, if you get to next year and we're still not any further along,
it's just August. In August, everybody keeps saying next year. I hate it.
Okay. And if you go to next season,
it's a couple of months' time. And I'll be shocked if Man United make the change. We need
when you give somebody
Man United need all the players that you talked about, Oli Bumbaye, and more. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Players are going to leave, and then we're going to try to battle, and it's going to be it's going to get worse before it gets better.
If the manager has the tools to win the league, then we can have a different discussion about the manager. But let's say you have a manager that you don't believe has the tools to win the league, then it really bears no odds.
Or
Because even if you bring in, yeah, I mean,
sorry, but can I just say this is going to sound a bit silly, but Nuruddin, the show's meant to be therapy, remember?
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, but
therapy.
the therapy is real. No, the therapy is real. The therapy is real, Efan. When you go and see a therapist, therapy don't lie to you. They don't. They find out what's hurting you, what the pain is. They unpack everything, and then they give you. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I called it. I called it United Real Therapy, and I'm calling myself Mr. Structure. That's what everybody calls me in the YouTube world, because I'm always saying, Man United problems are not just manager. They're not. It's the three bankers who run our club. Now, one banker is going to go, and now Richard Arnold, who's an investment banker, who is a marketing guy, is going to become our new CEO. He will have the football decisions at the football club. John Murta and Darren Fletcher are just like, and the manager. If you look at our new director of football, he's in the same level as the manager. We're the only club in the top European top super clubs in terms of the size of a club that have where director of football is on the same level as the manager. If you look at the structure, the hierarchy structure of Man United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is in the same, and John Mayer has been there for 8 years. He's been there for 8 years, so I'm not going to see anything that happens. The only person in this football club that I have absolute huge respect for is two people, actually, is Casey Stoney and Nicky Butt. Casey Stoney and Nicky Butt, because they both seen what the shambles is, and they both walked away. Nicky Butt walked away from Man United, first team, and the coaching and the development of youngsters. And Casey Stoney is one of the best coaches in women's football. She walked away because of the way that she's been treated.
All right, Nuruddin, okay, fine.
That's
People
the
who
reality.
listen to the show regularly, they know this because you said it before.
Yeah.
So,
And that's what I'm going to come back to. If to me, Man United need coaches. If they want to keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and they think they want Ole Gunnar to be successful, they're going to have to buy the players that Ole Bumbaye said. We need proper attacking players. We need a proper bench. Clear out all these guys. Put Ahmed Diallo on that back on the 23s for 2 more years. Get Sancho. Get Grealish. Get Kane. Go and buy a centre half. Go on and go and get somebody like Koulibaly, who's been around the block, who's done it, and then have that team to go for it. But Ollie still needs coaches who can tell him, Ollie, what you're doing is ridiculous. You not making in-game management and not your in-game management is ridiculous. You're not going to win a trophy if you don't ever do that. You're not going to get anywhere or progress. But the only disagreement we've had on the show tonight is that you expected Ollie to do something what he's not done all season. And that's my only contention with you guys. Everything else I've agreed with. But Ollie, he's never going to do something he's not done all season. And I say it again, there'll be Barcelona and Real Madrid will get some investment in this summer, because obviously they were waiting on their Super League money, but they're not going to get that now. The bankers will lend them money because when the fans come back in the stadium, they'll have more money, and the top players in our team will be asked. They will be approached and they will be asked to go. And Bruno has still not signed that contract, by the way. He's still not signed that contract. And Paul Pogba has got 12 months left, and he can walk on a free. He'll get almost £500,000.
This is not therapy. This is depression.
No.
This is not therapy.
No, it's not. Ever.
It's bleak future.
The therapist tells you the truth. Do you think the therapist lies to you?
That's not therapy.
Is.
No. That's not therapy.
Do you know, but if I came to you for therapy, I'll just top myself by the time I leave, because the future is so bleak, man.
You know what? A therapist unpacks what diagnosis, and then he says you things. And then what I'm going to set now for the audience, guys, there's about 40 of you in here. Please like and share and subscribe to the channel. Here we keep it real. We keep it 100. No sugarcoating. No, we will this trophy. To me, the only thing that I would say, Man United had already won this trophy 4 years ago. This didn't get us, uplift us into anything. This might be yeah, this is not going to lift us to somewhere. Even if we wouldn't tonight, we will not be like, whoa, we're this and that. Because
Evan, why don't you close the show with something? Give us your final. You ask me and Dino. Hit us with the final word, man.
My final word is keep your chin up, guys.
You've had your final bloody word. You've been having too much.
I know. Listen, right? All I can say is that, look, it's not that it's not that I think I'm always trying to think, okay, we're having a discussion, but I also want the viewers and the fans to also think what they can add to it and how we can leave this discussion on a positive note, right? The reason it's quite a bad one today is because we were major favorites to win. Really, we were. Regardless of the structure or anything else, we were favorites to win the game. Regardless of whatever, you can't convince me of anything otherwise. So I'm just saying that the only positive we can look at really is if these players look at themselves and then say to themselves, look, right, we have to now fight even deeper amongst ourselves as a team and grow as a team and come back stronger. That's the only positive I can see that could happen in the team. And I'm not sure that would happen in this day and age, but that's the only redeeming, surviving feature we have left in this team, or any third to be positive about, because that's the only way it can go. It can't go anywhere else. Otherwise, we're going to slip down to third and fourth and to fifth and sixth.
Rashford has already said that to the word to those effect. He said, I promised the club, I promised the fans, we will come back from this. And that's all we can do. Guys, football, you have a game. No, not both teams can win. On finals, it hurts. We've been joyous before. We've been here on a Champions League night. We drove around Old Trafford. We were there 2008. You know what I mean? We beat Chelsea on penalties. Unfortunately, a manager with a game plan, a team that well-structured team in terms of the way the team set up. They play for penalties, majority, except for the second half. They went for us when we were tired. And that's the difference. That is the difference. And to me, the biggest thing is that I'm never going to expect something Ollie to do in the final, what he's not done all season. I'm not expecting him to do that. And I didn't expect anything from this game. And I knew that we could lose, especially the way the game patterned out. And whether Maguire played or not, I think we still would have lost, because Maguire is not going to be scoring over the kicks and banging in goals. And he's not going to unlock a low block. But we go again. That's one of the joys of being a football fan. Maybe I'm more relaxed than most, because I just feel sorry for the younger fans. And the only thing I could say to the younger fans, guys, before I came to this country, United were horrendous. United would win the odd cup now and again. United were nowhere near. In Irfan's time, from the 70s, in Irfan's time, Man United didn't sniff any league. It took them 25, 26 years nearly to win the league.
Yeah. Wait a second. Wait, there it is. That's because
Football goes back in cycles sometimes. Football now, the big clubs in Europe do not allow themselves to be part of this cycle. They don't believe in the cycle. They believe we are at the top. We're going to do everything to stay at the top. And we might have a dip 1 or 2 years, but we recover. And unfortunately, Man United, the way we are, with those vultures in our club, Man United, we're not going to get anywhere near the league or the title unless they're gone or the football structure is changed. But the joys of being a football fan is when we win, we celebrate. When we lose, we don't get too downhearted about it, because it's football. That happens. That happens, man. That happens. We go again. This team will go again. And Ollie, what would happen? Where I think, Irfan thinks, Ollie Bumbaye thinks, at the end of the day, the people who are in control of this football club will have to make a decision about Ollie. But one thing I would say is that next season, if they don't back him, if they don't buy the attacking players Ollie Bumbaye says, and the defender that we need, and the CDM that we need, a Matic guy, if they don't buy 4 of that 5 players, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to struggle again next season. And finishing top 4 would be an achievement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if they don't do it. So we go again. Unless these players there's something in that they have deeper inside them, and then or Ollie changes his mind, completely rips up all the mistakes he's made. He lists all the mistakes he's made, and then says, right, I'm never going to be making those mistakes again, and attacks next season and goes for it.
Yeah.
That's the only hope that I could have. Ollie looks at himself, looks at his coaching staff, thinks, I need better coaches around me, and I, as the manager of Man United, need to do better, and I need to go for it in games. I can't wait. I need to clearly improve my in-game management, and I need these players. And if they don't do it, what would happen would happen. As soon as a manager at Man United doesn't qualify for the Champions League, they get the sack. So what he has to do next season, he'll sign 2-year contract, I think, or 3 years in the summer. And then all he has to do is finish top 4, and he can lose all the finals he wants. All he will do is go to top 4, and they will never sack him, because the history shows that when you finish top 4, they never sack any manager.
Yeah, so we become Arsenal then. We're Arsenal, yeah?
I said this a long time ago. There is not that much big difference. We are the Arsenal. We're Arsenal. What Arsenal were just finishing top 4 about 6-7 years ago. Arsenal always looked at top 4 as a trophy. Our owners always look at top 4 as a trophy. That's why they wanted to be part of the Super League, because the Super League, you're always on top 4, top 15, top 12. You're always going to be there, because they don't want this kamikaze kind of thing where there's risk, you can be out. Yeah. Oli Bumbaye, your last word from you.
I think he's engaged now. I think it's time to finish now, Nuruddin. Yeah, 1.5 hours of depression. Yeah, a little bit.
Listen, don't be depressed. Football, we've won a lot of trophies. Unfortunately, we've got the wrong structure and the wrong people in charge of our football club and running football matters. We will be back. Man United will rise again. Man United is bigger than any player, any manager, any owner. Man United is that spirit, beautiful football club that's full of romance, that's full of tragedy, but it's also full of triumph. That's who Man United are. We'll never die, we'll never die. Keep the flags flying high. We're Man United, we'll never die. We'll never die, we'll never die.
There's your therapy now. That's therapy.
We'll never
That's
die.
what you should just do, Nuruddin.
We're Man United, we'll never die. I always say, guys, win, lose, or draw, Glazers out. And I always say to you guys, thank you so much, Oli Bumbaye. Thank you, Irfan, for coming on here and analysing the game with us. There's not many.
Thanks for having us.
But unfortunately, Man United, everything I have ever said about Man United in the last 8 years, I have not been wrong about. I have not been wrong about. And I'm going to stick to my guns, because unless something changes drastically, we will be where they are. But what we do, we always keep hopeful, because without hope, there's nothing. There's no point worth living if we don't have hope. We have a hope and we dream the team can get to another final, and Oli and the players can redeem themselves. Because in football, a season goes like that. It's like that. This season went fast, even though it was truncated. So I will say thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in. There's about 30 of you in here. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're not. To me, this is the real therapy, and I call it the real therapy because we don't sugarcoat things. It's not that type of club. We don't sugarcoat things. We're not that type of channel. This is officially the Glazers Out campaign, and we want those vultures out, not because we were lost tonight. Even if we would have won, I would have been like, get them out still, because we want to get back to the top. I don't want to be competing for Europa League. I want to be competing for the Champions League and the Premier League title and winning the FA Cup on the way. If that was the FA Cup tonight, I would have been devastated. Europa League is a B-Tech, C-Tech European competition. And I don't want to win. I'm sick of it. I never wanted it. But the players give it a go. At the end of the day, they took the penalties and they were unlucky. And David De Gea, he was unlucky. If that's his last kick for United, so be it. He's been a great servant to us. But thank you so much. And look, the players who are going to be leaving this season, thank you all so much. Hopefully next week, next couple of days, we're going to take a bit of a break. But we'll be talking about the English squad. So Oli Bumbaye and Irfan, hopefully you guys will be on here to talk to me about the Euros. And we look forward to it. And also, we will do a season review as well. We will give a score. Actually, before that, in 2 days' time, we're going to do a Premier League and season review. We're going to look at the review, the season, and I want Oli Bumbaye to think about who's been the best player, the best game of the season, the worst feeling that you had this season. I already think it's going to be this game, both for him and Irfan. And then the player of the season. So that's what we're going to think. We're going to rank the players. We're going to rank each, the 11 players, we're going to rank them. And I want Oli Bumbaye to be here and Mighty Mundo to be here and Saeed and get some of the boys. So, guys, peace, love, life. Thank you so much. Any more last words for Irfan and Oli Bumbaye?
Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, just like I said, we're going to support the team regardless. But just we have got a lot of stuff to deal with. A lot.
It is what it is.
Yeah, just looking for a sharp knife and a long, long rope.
It's not that bad. Come on. It's not that bad. It could have been worse. Imagine we could have lost to Arsenal tonight. That would have hurt even worse.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, bro. Yalla, you know what? Nice way to finish. I like it. I like it. Positive.
That would have been worse.
Would have.
Yeah. Would have been.
Bro, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much, guys. Mr. Thompson would have
Thanks,
been.
man.
I think Mr. Thompson would have been driving to your house now. By the way, if Arsenal would have beat us tonight.
Oh God, Mr. Thompson's probably all hopped out, man. He's probably bloody hell.
Peace, love, and light, guys. Keep it locked to the channel, and please hit that notification bell when you know the next time we go live. But we're going to be doing a season review in the next couple of days. Then we can talk. But peace, love, and light. Take care, people. Keep up. United never die. We support this club. We've been through ups and downs throughout the history of this club. That red devil will shine again. We will always have the last laugh. Come on. Keep it together, guys. Come on. It's only Europa League. It's not the Champions League. Peace.